Hey, it's Tango again. So, Dashpad removal. I'm gonna bore you guys. There's got to be 1,000 videos on this. This is mine. Actually, this is the second time I pulled it out. Redid the bezels and the AC vents. I'll flip it over for you guys. So you got one clip, two clip, three, four, five, six. This is old school stuff, man, and it sucks. This thing is a one man, one neighbor to pop it out. I've been driving around with mine for about a year now. If you pop this out, it's actually the time to do maybe a heater core, new speakers. Kicker makes an awesome package for that. I had to take mine out I've been driving around like this for a year. But took the glove box out, redid the computer, put a new computer in the truck. Too funny. So, got a glove box light that's on all the time, but we turn the headlights on, which is pretty cool. Whenever you take this pad out, if you want to, it's funny, LMC offers this, the two-in speaker thing. Whether you need it or not, you can just hide the wires under the carpet. And it's great for a CB. You can put the CB in the glove box or in the center console. And you don't have to worry about the CBs don't come with the greatest speakers anyway, but you can do that. And then the best thing about taking the dash pad out was I needed a new windshield. I didn't think I needed a new one, but oh my god, this thing's like brand new. It is awesome. With the pad out, the installer actually, I took the A-pillars out real quick, but it is gorgeous, and I think I saved $100 in installation. It was like $220 to put a new windshield in this thing. But he actually enjoyed it because he said, "Oh, no problem. I was in and out in an hour at the windshield place." So I ordered the windshield and everything. But like I said, before you do this video is part one. I was just trying to say, before you take this, a new heater core, awesome. I mean, I did that a couple of years ago. It was a pain in the ass with the dashboard in the way and everything else, but you got to take all this crap out. But now, with the pad out of the way, you plenty of places for socket wrenches and everything else. So before you do this, get yourself a little box. I mean, if you can do this in one day, it's awesome. It's been a year and a half for me. Get a little tackle box or something and put the screws in there. And basically, you're gonna drop the 4 screws. I'm sorry, I'm on my own here. So 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them on the passenger side, and that's about it. You can drop the bezel. That's all. There's 400 videos on that on YouTube. But what you need to do is get one guy here, one guy over there, gently pull, and it will pop. You're probably going to put a crack on the dash if it's original like mine, but either way, take advantage while the pad's out. So my ashtray was a pain in the ass. It would just flop all the way down. With that out of the way, I was able to put the new springs in and stuff like that. That's about it for this side. Let me go to the other side while I'm doing the video here. So, yeah, these dash pads are expensive. So here's why I'm doing this. I'm actually going to do the flip kit. So I got a blank gauge here, and I got the fuel gauge here. So I watched this on YouTube maybe a year ago or something. Fuel gauge, RPM gauge. Can do the flip thing. LMC offers it. If I can get this in focus here. They offer the entire package. I mean, I'm not banging on the prices or nothing. It's pretty cool. It's about $500, but it comes with everything, the cluster and everything. So basically, you can just take this out of your truck, not throw it away, but and click the new one in. Very, very, very expensive, but been around General Motors my entire life, so Trans Am, GTO, 70s and 80s and stuff like that. So doing car alarms and everything else, I think I can figure this out. And so I'm guessing I can do that. The reason why the whole pad was out was maybe a year ago. The lights weren't right and everything else. I took everything apart. I went with these lights, LED lights. Pretty awesome. I'm not into aftermarket stuff, but these little LED lights were awesome. So you got the 164 bulbs and the gray base ones, the black base ones. This is the time, actually, if you're into this truck this far, you want to replace all your lights. But the whole thing is some of them are permanent. Your high beam indicator, your turn indicators, and stuff like that. This is the time to do it. So anyway, this is part one of the video. All I can tell you is that when I put those LED lights in, the dashboard looked like a brand new Toyota, or a brand new GMC truck or whatever. There was no dim or nothing. There were 164 to 193 bulbs or whatever. But the thing is if you're drive 18-wheelers, and I got a partner, and he hates having the dimmer. He dims everything down. If you go to LEDs, you cannot dim the dashboard. But it's pretty cool. There's no dull spots on the dashboard. Pretty cool stuff. The only thing I can tell you that I've seen in videos that no one has shown is, let's see if I get this. After you disassemble everything, which is pretty cut and dry, it's all Allen keys to drop the beauty plate and stuff like that. But to get the cluster out, you gotta lose on my own here. Hold on. This bolt, go to the other side, and you just gotta drop the column bolt. That one. Basically, don't unscrew them all the way. Bring them down to the last thread. Drop the column. Drop the entire steering column, just maybe an inch and a half or whatever it's going to do, and you can get the cluster. You can get what I'm thinking about. This is the cluster, the beauty plate or whatever you want to call it, out without breaking it. And that's what I understand. Trans Ams, your GTOs, your Trans Ams, everything else. I don't know why. If you just move the column out of the way, what you want to do is scribe your transmission selector on your column if you're happy where everything is. If not, no big deal. Just make a mark on it where it should be, and this thing just pushes out of the way. It's like I said, it's old school technology. Just pull out of the way so that you can see what gear you're in. That's how old it is. But do not take, if you take all the bolts off and just push the column all the way down, it will fall down to the driver's seat, and this will probably break the spring and everything else. So if that helps you out. Kind of funny. LMC offers the entire kit. It doesn't go to 88. Mine's an 88. It says 87. 87 to 88 went to throttle body injection. So maybe the carburetor one doesn't work. This thing's pretty awesome. I'm guessing it's just a one-stop thing. But if you want to get into this, I would. If you're dealing with me, like with an original truck, I actually bought a brand new circuit card. I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks. If you're going to replace, I would replace all the bulbs. I would. You don't have to do LEDs. You can go to AutoZone and spend it, whatever, with brand new 194, 164 bulbs. I mean, you got to remember high beam, low beam, turn indicators, everything. You do not want to do this twice. I hand to God. But you get all the bulbs done, everything else. Do not put this truck back together until you drive it around for at least maybe a week and make sure everything is correct before you put it all back together, because it's going to seriously piss you off. If you can do this in one weekend, awesome. I've been running around like this for a year because just money, time, everything else. I drive over the road and stuff like that. Looking forward to having an RPM gauge instead of a fuel gauge in front of me. Important parts like this, that, your steering column. Really try to put them like I keep that Dashpad in the extra bedroom. I just don't want it stepped on or damaged or slid across my workbench. But like I said, you can actually do the bulb for that and the heater, the HVAC, and I did one for that. And even though the dashboard is all apart, at 1 o'clock in the morning I go to work, everything is awesome. There's no dead spots on the dash or nothing like that. It's been about a year and a half now with the LED bulbs, and I'm not a big fan of aftermarket stuff, but those actually aren't too bad, and they've been with me for about a year and a half now. So, but like I said, you just can't dim them down. If you're somebody, I drove teams for a while, and the guy I rode with, he had to shut everything off. Oh, the lights bother me. So, all right, so this is part one. I'll let you know how it goes. But like I said, even if you want to do anything, if you want to take your cluster apart, this is basically cheap insurance, because chances are it's 45, 50 years old. You take it apart, it just sucks. And if you scratch it or whatever and you put it back together, that's something you can't really fix. But the new stuff, you don't have to go to LMC, you can go anywhere else too, but it's simple, easy to fix. But I can't even believe how many bulbs are back there. Also, here's a deal too. The black base ones, I think, are manufactured, so you cannot do that. You cannot pop the bulb out and put an LED one in. About half a dozen of them will fit, are just, pop and click. But I've been GMs my whole life, so I've got the box of extra ones. Maybe go to salvage yard or something and see if we can get some extra ones. It's a pain in the ass. It's going to take you a while. Anyway, this is part one. Always email or, comment or something if you need a hand with something. Thanks. Bye.